Good morning, good afternoon, yes, good evening, depending on your time zone where we're connecting with me live. It's beautiful Wednesday afternoon right here in Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria. First, I want to say a very big thank you for the time you're giving to following us on our piece. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. And for those persons who take time to consult us on their project, thank you so very much. Don't forget that my name is Siriman Victor Olise. Very quickly this afternoon, I have a major topic I want to talk on, and this is because I know that many of us who actually want to start our project in Nigeria, we have been waiting for the outcome of the elections. Oh, so many persons say, "Oh, Victor, let's wait and see how the election goes. It's election period, blah 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 blah." Such many projects was paused. At this point, I am aware that many of you are currently planning to starting your project. And this is why this piece is for you. And this piece is centered on block molding. So I titled this piece, Why You Should Follow Standard Practice When Molding Your Blocks. Why you should follow standard practice when molding your block. Some persons may ask, why is this topic so important? This topic is important because you and I know that very many of us who are clients will compromise a lot in certain things that we do. Before we started having the issue of why this topic should be discussed, it was because we started having issues of house collapsing. And then we begin to ask, why do we have these houses collapse? And then research exposed to us that many of these blocks were not duly and to ensuring that the right ratio and standard practice was considered. And that was why we had issues of this house collapsing. And so, therefore, I will be dividing this topic into two. And the first part is molding your block with a vibration machine. Molding your block with a vibration machine, and also molding your block with a handmade. Now, you will bear me witness that at some point in time, the vibrated block industry was a very lucrative business in this country. But it got to a point where some of them now started compromising on the standard of the services that they are rendering in molding these blocks. And this was why so many engineers and experts now advise clients that instead of buying these blocks from these vibrated companies, why not just mold your own block? Why? Because when you mold your own block, automatically it means that you can monitor the standard of what you are getting. But as time goes on, we now realize the fact that most of the clients that we expect to do the right thing are now compromising on their own site. Now, the fault is no longer on the company molding blocks, the fault is now on the client. Now, on the client, I mean to say, we have witnessed some clients who will tell you, I want 40 blocks for 5 inches from one bag of cement. Why should that be? Some will go as far as telling you that I want 38 blocks from one bag of cement for 6 inches block. And not even hollow block, but blinded block. And then we begin to ask ourselves questions. What then does this client stand for? Do they know the consequences of all this? Also, do they even know the kind of sand that they are buying? Your own is just to place order. Give me 1 tip of 4-in-1 trip of sand, and they will bring it to your site. Do you know the nature of that sand? Because you are just told that is a sharp sand. I want to state this I want to state this, and I need us to understand that building currently in Nigeria is expensive. As such, if you are doing anything, please do it rightly. When we talk about vibrated block, what makes vibrated blocks stronger? What makes it stronger than hand molded blocks? Now, either you take it or leave it. There is something called compaction in block molding. And this compaction rather, can only be achieved when the block is fully vibrated. And blessed memories. And this is why I remember back then in Lagos, if you have people who are molding blocks for you with their hand, they have a wood that they place on the molar and they hit it down, which also helps to form that vibration techniques that is used by vibration companies to compact the block. All these are not being considered anymore. Why then, as a client, would you risk the standard of what it should be just because you wanted a large numbers of blocks? Why not follow the normal standard practice? And this is my advice for you this afternoon. And in giving you this advice, I'll be giving you 6 factors. 6 factors you need to consider when molding your block. The first factor, the kind of sand you want to use. The kind of sand you want to use. I know you don't have access to what types of sharp sands are, but trust me, there are sharp sands that are gotten from the sea. And sharp sands that are gotten from the sea are salty in nature. And any sand that has a salt content in it has the ability to break the strength of the cement that you want to use to mold that block. As such, we advise that you get sharp sand from fresh water. In Edo State, for example, where sharp sands are not gotten from water, where sands are being dug from borrow pits, people in Edo State still have a little bit of advantage. But how about those in Lagos? I know I have reached in Lagos. How about those in Delta, where their sand, majority of their sand is gotten from the river? So please pay attention to it. Ensure that your sharp sand is not gotten from the sea. If it's gotten from the sea, it contains what? Salt content. And know that once it contains salt content, it will automatically neutralize the strength of the cement you want to use on that project. Number 2, the second factor you need to consider is the molder's experience. I talked about compaction, and then that the block needs to be vibrated. So you see some molder, they will just tip sand into the mold, and then before you know, they will just hit it on the ground, bang, bang, they will carry it and they will go and turn it. But I can tell you for sure that there are some experienced molder who will hit it very well. Don't forget that the reason why they are hitting that molar on the ground is because they want to achieve that vibration that machine is achieving. And then when they are done with that, they now have a wood that they use to compact it before they will go and bake the block. Number 3 is the mold they are using to do what? To mold the block. The mold they are using to mold the block. Now, some of these mold, they end up molding blocks that get racked. And so when you start building your house, you realize the fact that some blocks are racked, while your buildings at times may not be straight. Number 4, the season you want to mold the block. Identify if it is a raining season or a dry season. And now that we are currently battling climate change, none of us can guarantee for rainy season and drying season. As such, you must get some materials such as bags. So when it immediately starts raining, you can as well cover your block. Number 5, you must understand that you must mix your sand and your cement and your water following standard practice. Most of these hand molder, they don't measure the sand. What they do, they just carry the cement, put it on the tip of sand, and they use their eye gauge, and they will see you, yeah, this one are 4 bags, this one are 5 bags. Yes. And that's what most of them do. So consider your mixing ratio. And then the last but not the least, cement. The numbers per bag of cement. I said this earlier, that there are some clients that will tell you, I want 40 blocks per bag of cement for 5 inches. That is very, very wrong. That is very, very wrong. If you are molding your blocks with and ensure that you follow these 6 practice, and trust me, you have quality blocks at the end of the day to build the house of your dream. Thank you so, so very much. My name is still remain Victor Wolise. And for anyone who desires our services, you can reach us on 07063151558. I roll over again, 07063151558. And if you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please can hit the subscribe button right about now. Subscribe to our channel. Thank you, and God bless you all.